Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craft to Live After and welcome to another video. And you guys, welcome to week 4 of the hashtag Nautical November Cal that I've been hosting with my lovely friends Pamela from the channel Ginger Cat Crochet and Lee from the channel Lee Mac. Throughout the month of November, every Friday, we are popping on here to show you some projects that we've made inspired by the ocean, something that has a nautical theme to it. Now, we threw the cal out there sort of just before we started. We invited you guys to join us along and you have delivered. You guys just never ceases to amaze us. We have had so many people join in. We've seen so many fantastic projects that's been submitted to us. I know every week Lee shows the projects that's been emailed to her. I will do a little slideshow of all the projects that I've received at the end of November. So I'm going to try and do the slideshow for my very last video, so for next week. So if you still want to make something for Nautical November and you want to submit it to me to feature in our little slideshow, please get it to me by next week Wednesday. I think that should be round about the 27th or something of November, somewhere in that region. So my video comes out on a Friday. That will be the very last video. I think it's going to be the 29th. So just get your photo to me about 2 days before that I can be sure to edit it into my video. I cannot believe we are at the second last week. It has just flown by. I don't even know where November has gone. It's just, I love popping on here. I love showing you my projects because it's things that I normally wouldn't make. So this gal, I've loved it. And you guys have made it so much more special. I think I've got something like 18 or 20 projects that you guys have submitted to me. I love it. Please keep your project photos coming. I would love to add them onto our slideshow. Now, let me show you what I have made for this week. And again, I've gone back to the aquatic amigurumi book. Now I have found a new appreciation and love for these books during the last few weeks. As you know, I've done my first and second project was from this book. My third project was from a different book. Now I'm back for a project from book number 2 again. I've loved working from it. It's given me a chance to do those projects that I've always wanted to do, but seem to put off because either there's not enough time, it's too much detail, I'm too rushed. This month, there's been no excuses. And the project that I've made for this week, now it is something that I've made a few of in the past, not the specific pattern, but the general genre this pattern falls into. But it is a very cute version of a mermaid. And I will show you the pattern from the book that I used. And it is this adorable girl. I think she's called Justina the mermaid. Now, I fell in love with her look the moment I got this book and saw her the first time. Justina is a gal to my own heart. You know, she's on the slightly chubbier side. She looks like she enjoys a good, pie or a nice piece of chocolate cake. You know, she's not afraid to go for seconds when she's at the ocean buffet. So I had to make this adorable mermaid. Now, she's not difficult to make, but she took such a long time. I actually started her for one of the earlier weeks, but I just didn't finish her on time. So I sort of put it to the side for a week, and I just had to finish up a few of the details, because like with these buns that you make, so it's much easier than to do those long strands of hair that you would make for a normal mermaid. I thought it would take a lot quicker. But the details that's added to this pattern, like these swirls you crochet on, the little flowers, now I didn't even do all the color changes on the sleeves. I really do it. So if there's ever a pattern where there's color changes on the shirt, I will always make the sleeves in one or other of the colors featured in the shirt pattern. So I just doing those color changes in such a small tube, it's just sometimes too much for me. You guys know how it goes. We love crocheting, but we know when to cut a corner when we have to. And this is what I did here. So I just made solid sleeves. Even these little fins on the little detail on the fin, not difficult to do at all, but time consuming. So this is the only thing with these patterns. Nothing weird, nothing strange, no stitches that you are not familiar with. It's just time consuming. So I've mentioned before, these are not beginner friendly patterns. But if you've got even an inch of bravery in you, you will be able to do them. As I say, they're basically single crochets. Everyone knows how to do a single crochet. You know how to decrease, you know how to increase, and that is basically it. Now, of course, the pattern comes with this cute little boat. It's actually little, in the pattern it's called a paper boat, but when I showed my son, my little mermaid, he says, she looks like a giant ocean creature, not exactly like the Kraken, but something large, and this is actually a life-sized boat that she's captured. Now, maybe that's from a 7-year-old boy's perspective. I can see how he would think this is what's going on. A Kraken-type mermaid that's destroying ships. Now, I see it in a much more romantic light. She's just a normal, well, even though on the chubbier sized mermaid, that just has a love for collecting small, I don't know, small items like little ships, and she probably puts it on her mantelpiece at home or on a little shelf in her room, exactly like I do. I love collecting things. I'm a bit of a hoarder, especially when it comes to toys. So my office space at work, here at home, I work 3 days a week from the office, I work 2 days a week from home. My home office looks like I work in a toy shop. I'm slightly obsessed with toys, and this is why I think Justina and I are kindred spirits. I loved working on it. I love how she turned out. Now, in the book, the designer did embroider the eyes, and she did embroider it with a colored yarn. So she did embroider it with blue. Now, I do, as you guys know, a lot of embroidery of eyes on my amigurumi. I love it. I almost do it. I almost use no safety eyes on my toys anymore. But I always make the inside with black. And I really like how it turned out using blue this time instead of black for the inside of the eye. And then I still just did my regular white, the white touches around and a little sparkly bit inside the eye. But I think I'm going to experiment a bit more with using color when I embroider my eyes on amigurumi. In this instance, what I really liked is the designer did embroider the full face. In a lot of doll patterns, there's usually not only the eyes, or there's maybe eyes and a nose, very rarely, or in a lot of toy patterns I've done recently, there's no mouth embroidered. And in this instant, what was nice is the designer, now I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it is a light pink, let's see, but she did embroider a mouth. Oh, the only thing I left off, I see it now, is the ears. Because the ears on the photo looked it was set so low it looked like earrings, and I thought, well, I'm not going to bother with that. Her ears are underneath her hair. But as you can see, with a very light pink, I did embroider a mouth, the little cheeks, I did the nose and the eyes, and I love this sweet little, she's got a slightly startled expression. Maybe someone caught her with her hand in the cookie jar. I'm not sure. Maybe this is actually a boat made out of cake. You know, like how you get gingerbread houses over December. Maybe this is like a gingerbread boat. And she's not supposed to be eating it yet. It's for the aquatic festival. But she's taken one. Sorry, I'm being silly. Obviously, I've got cake or something on the brain. I'm going to have to make a plan to get myself some little treat this afternoon when we go to the shops. But anyway, I loved making this mermaid. Now, one of the photos I've received was this mermaid as well that I responded, and I said, well, now in the UK, the Michelle who sent it to me in the UK, I said, well, her mermaid now has a cousin here in Denmark as well. But a lot of you have made such fantastic patterns. I cannot wait to show you all the projects that's been submitted. But that was my make for this week. Of course, just quickly again, should come as no surprise, I've used rainbow cotton and Friends cotton 86 and a 2.5 millimeter hook. And that is what I'm using for just about all of my amigurumis. It's my favorite yarn. It's a yarn weight 2, a sport weight. I love using the Friends cotton and the rainbow cotton from Hobby. All right, you guys, on to the next thing. Now, there's been a lot of crocheting going on, but things that I cannot show you yet. I'm working on my project for next week, our last week reveal for Nautical November. I'm working on some of my projects for my and Pamela's birthday buddy collab. We sent each other some yarn, so I'm working on those projects. But what I can show you what I did in the meantime, I'm working up some more Christmas decorations. This cute little angel pattern works up so quickly. It works up in minutes because it's basically just 2 circles, and you add a little bead, a little ribbon, and a tiny little button to it. So I do have a written pattern for free on my blog for these little angels. So I've made 2 this week, and I've got the circles, the 2 circular parts done for 2 more. I've just got to put it together. So I've been working on that. Then in between all of it, I don't know where I am going to find time to get to everything that I want to do, that I'm busy with, that I should be doing. You know, it's a hectic time, but I love it. But in between everything, I'm still sort of designing some patterns as well. And the one I've been working on during the last week is actually this cute little bear. Now, some of you might recognize the shape from when I did that little challenge of the beekeeper bear, but the beekeeper I couldn't get it right, didn't speak to me in the right way. I did like the shape of the body that I designed, so he's a bit of an odd, also again a little bit of a chunkier fellow, but I made him to be a little camping bear. So I'm still just writing up the last few parts of the pattern. So in this case, he's getting, now my husband said, no fisherman carries his fishing pole in his backpack like this, but I mean, what can I do? I'm not a fisherman, so I can put the pole wherever I like. And I think this bear, he prefers like having his little backpack be multifunctional, carrying his little fishing pole. He did catch a little fish, so the pattern will come with this little fish. I did design this cute little vest for him and a backpack. Of course, what is a camping bear without his backpack and his hat? So the hat and the bear comes from my beekeeper bear challenge, but then I decided no, I think I want a little camping version of that pen. I really, really like how it turned out. So I've just have got to finish up writing the pattern, getting a few more photos done. I'll get a few people to test the pattern for me, and hopefully that will be something that'll be ready for next year. So not anything that I'm in a mad rush to complete, but I thought I'd show you guys this cute little guy that I've been working on also in the background. Last thing I wanted to tell you guys, an update on our Amigurumi World Tour. I know the US book is on its way to Bonnie over at Strawberry Bonnie Crochet. She's the next person that will receive it. I'm sure she will let me know as soon as she gets it. But our international book is on a bit of a, I don't know what to call it, a bit of a, it's stuck. If I can put it like this, there is currently a postal strike in Canada. So luckily, Maddie, who had the book last, there was a bit of a delay in posting it out, which worked out for the best because the strike in Canada started, the postal strike. So I asked Maddie to please just hang on to the book for now until we know the strike is over. So there will be a delay of, I don't know how long, you guys. This is what the world is. We must just go with the flow, roll with the punches. There's just some things we do not have control over, and we must just deal with it. The best way to deal with these challenges, of course, take your hook, get some yarn, and crochet something. So as soon as the international book is on the move again, I will update you guys with whatever pattern will be selected next. All right, friends, that has been it for this week. Not a full week of things that I can show you. It's been a busy week in terms of crocheting for me behind the scenes. But that's how it goes. You know, sometimes we get more done than other weeks. I love what I got done this week. I hope you enjoyed seeing my projects. I hope you enjoyed seeing my chubby little mermaid. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I loved making this mermaid. I think out of all the mermaids I've made, and I've made a fair few over the years, this one has got to be my favorite. And I think it's just because she really speaks to me. She and I are sisters. I love her. Anyway, I cannot wait to see what the other ladies have made. I cannot wait to see what you guys have made. Please keep on sending me your photos. I've got one more week left. And then November will be done and dusted, heading into December. Oh, who knows what December will bring. But anyway, you guys, thank you for hanging out with me again this week. You know I love hanging out with you every week. I cannot wait to make these videos. I cannot wait to read your comments. Please accept my apologies for being so late every week with replying to your comments and replying to your emails. But please know, it warms my heart getting your messages. I love it. All of us that creates content here on YouTube, we love hearing from you. So keep those comments, keep those emails coming. All right, friends, that is really it for this week. I hope you've had a wonderful week so far. I hope you've gotten some crochet time in. I hope you're ready for the weekend. And as always, you guys, until I see you in the next video, stay safe and stay crafty.